Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the grind. We're sitting at 30,087 skill points. That's ranked 252 on the world leaderboard. We've gone 2249 hours played, 6,326 games, 2281, and 755. And we have 32 days, 8 hours, and 19 minutes until the end of season 14. What is up, risk takers? Welcome to the Kill Pete strategy. I am Pete. I'm a top player in Risk Global Domination. I have a daily release on YouTube. I'm doing weeknight streams on Twitch. And if you are interested in getting better at the game of Risk, I invite you to subscribe to my channel. Come along the ride with me. We're playing a 5-player game, Progressive Capitals. On the grind, we take the Mideast cap. Hopefully Red doesn't take Ukraine. They might. Maybe they take Noob Guinea. They do take Noob Guinea. I love it. All right. White, Indonesia, or Siam locking the New Guinea player? No, they take Greenland, and finally Green takes China here. No, they take Japan. Wow. All right, so we got some garbage capitals. I have the best capital by far on this board. The sets are going to increase slightly slower because it's 5p. Full settings, Capital Conquest, Auto, 60, Expert, Neutral Bot. Regressive cards balanced with dice with alliances on. Fog Blizzard portals are off. Yeah. Sit in the middle of the board with a 13 stack feels pretty fucking good to start. Players, blue players, Rocky Jackal, 9409 in the first position. I'm in the second position, playing as Magenta. The third position is Bernie Phoenix, playing as Red. In the fourth position, we Gagadel Rebus, flying the flag of Portugal, playing as White. And in the final seat, Ruthie von Broad, the United States flag, playing as Green. Red takes Australia turn 1. Yeah, everyone's cap is kind of rough. For the old Peteman, my cap is great. It's some rough capital choices, folks. Yeah, it looks like White would like North America. And they're going to hit shit to get it. I do not care. And Green has a locked position in Japan. Japan is not a great capital choice. It only hits 2 territories. And as soon as he attacks Mongolia, he'll find himself. He'll find his capital locked inside of himself, basically. Like that. Okay. Turn 2. Blue goes for Africa rather than South America? Or both? Maybe he's greedy. Okay, he's somewhat lined up for South America now. Let's hit a 5 and a 4. We get our card in USA. And we're now sitting with a 20 cap. Red does hold Australia. They're going to start migrating these troops in to themselves. Guards a little bit. I don't think anyone breaks you. Yeah, good play by Red. Looks like White is going to be uncontested in North America. Maybe Blue contests because he's got that 7 hanging out there. All right, we roll unnecessary 4v2s. That's good to know. Don't think anyone is very good this game either. Well. Yeah. White's going to pop some shit. Try and bully blue 7 out. He's asking him nicely. He says, hey. Oh, he's manualing. Fuck. All right. White has no chill here. He's manualing. Lost 4 troops and quits. Let's just get everyone on my team. Ally up. See if we can use our 3 in North America before it's gone. We lose the 4. Yes. Okay. Well, what happens if we open the cap? I know he really wants that 7 to not be there. The early game politics of this plays out like a classic fixed game more often than I would want to admit. All of these people think that their bonuses matter, which is adorable. I'm just going to hang out with a massive capital on Middle East and let them continue to think that. Red coming off to an early lead, right? With his new beginning cap. He's got 40 troops. He's feeling strong. He's hitting 3s. La-dee-da. 7 moves to Siam. 7 hits. 7 moves to Siam. 3 moves to Siam. Okay. So we got a 10 stack exterior guard, 15 stack on capital. I figure Red is going to continue to put not enough troops on his capital over time. And White has enough troops here to step down and pop the blue 7. And he does. That's why I opened the capital. No, he's manualing again. Wow. So White has underestimated the value of his capital. Now let's see if he breaks Venezuela. He's getting really bad dice too. Poor guy. Okay, we got 27 troops for White. 37 troops for Green. And Green is putting landmines in Asia. Interesting strat. So Green has a ton of off-cap troops as well. I'm good with just a massive capital, as you well know, folks. Okay, Blue gets 7 for holding South America. Does he fuck with White? So I'm almost the weakest player on this board, but I do have all of my troops on capital. That's going to come in handy. All right, Blue is waiting through his turn. A little bit of downtime. Maybe we can ask a question. The way I'm doing my Q&A stuff is rather than being able to answer every question on YouTube comments, every question in my Twitch chat, this is the way I will be able to get all of your questions answered. If you go onto my Discord, boosters get priority. our next question is from Senor Grafton. Greetings, Peachman. Love the content. Something I've noticed across several Risk creators is attacking from a big stack, then only moving 3 before fortifying the 3 back to the stack. Is there a reason for this? I assume it's got something to do with restricting information in fog games, not revealing your true size. No. No, it's for me. I don't know why other people do it. For me, the reason I do it, and I'll show you, I'll demonstrate in the game so you guys all see what he's talking about. The reason I do it is because it is a loss mitigation move. So if you move your whole stack off and you miss fortify, which is a very low likelihood but possible mistake, it can be game ruining at certain points. So we'll demonstrate an example, and then you guys will see what I mean. But the long and the short of it, Senor Grafton, is in the very unlikely eventuality that I make an error, I don't want my whole stack to accidentally be in the wrong position. That's the reason. Okay, so blue missing their turn means that white now has North America. Does it hold? Green takes the 4 trade early. Why? I don't think they break North America. We're going to hit a blue 6. We'll see them roll 7v6. Okay, I lose a 2. Blue stays offline. Yeah. Now blue's actually acting like a barrier to white. So that's very interesting. All right, so we're going to capsack. I'm going to demonstrate the question. So why instead of, there's 2 possibilities. So we attack, right? So instead of just clicking yes and then moving back, I do this, and then I go to fortify, right? So I can choose to fortify either. If it was the 30, I could choose to do it back. But let's say I misclicked somehow. Now my stack is off capital. Having my stack be off capital right now would be very, very bad for my game. So it's just a very simple trick to mitigate the likelihood that over an infinite number of games you fuck this up once or twice. There you go. That's your answer. Good question. Okay, so blue not taking cards. They eventually go MIA. I don't think I terribly have to worry about this. Red keeping some bombs now in Asia as well. Both red and green have a lot of off-cap troops. White finally holds North America, so now they're going to greed out for second bonus because that's how they're playing. Yeah, just bonus greed. Okay. The white's a bonus greeder. I'm not worried about the future of this game at all. Okay. Yeah, so red has a decent lead now from holding a bonus. Not enough to really do anything about it, though. Blue has 7 territories, so they get 7 troops, 1 on each. Nicely guarding the white bonus. All right, we take our 6 trade. And sit with a 42 stack. All right, so red has a really good, like, 20 troop lead on me now. All those off-cap stacks, though. Yeah, white getting 10 a turn, they'll catch up. Suppose I could do another one. So we got a question here from Marvin. Looks like a long question. But I think we might be in a bit of a long game. Hey, Peteman, I'm currently struggling with deciding on possible jobs to apply for after my studies end soon. Well, aiming to maintain moral integrity, very important. Yeah. I'm wondering if philosophy or a different perspective might help me navigate this dilemma. I assume that we agree on the devastating environmental effects we are currently creating. That's not what's up for debate here, though I agree that the effects are not completely clear and might not even be our greatest challenge. All right, folks, if you're going to ask questions, please have your questions edited for clarity, brevity, and coherence. Those were a lot of words that could have been edited down to less words because this is a show not just for my own ability to read it, but for everyone's ability to understand what you're asking, and that wasn't even yet the question. The question: how does one reconcile participation in prevalent societal and economic systems seemingly intrinsically linked to environmental degradation, resource depletion, and various forms of harm, with a commitment to ethical living and moral responsibilities, others both living and yet to be born? Is any form of contribution or participation in such a system inherently compromising to one's moral integrity, given the aggregate negative impacts of these societal structures? All right, the way I would edit this sentence to make sense to the audience, because it barely makes sense to me reading it, but I think I understand what he's asking. The question is, our economy is rapacious. It is based on a model of infinite growth, and it chews through resources faster than it renews them. Given that, how do we as individuals act ethically? You see how my framing of it probably makes more sense? And Marvin, please tell me if I missed your question, because I think that's what you said. But because there were a lot of big words and it's not edited for brevity and clarity, I might have missed your point. So if I have, I apologize. How does one reconcile participation in prevalent societal and economical systems? How do I reconcile it? You don't have to reconcile it. You don't have an option, right? You can't opt out of society. So how do you live ethically given the fact that our current model is exploitative in a number of different ways? It's exploitative of the future, as he says, right? Both living and those yet to be born. It's exploitative of our own environment. We are ruining our own environment in different ways. Pollution, microplastics, poor quality food, loneliness, and our inability to connect with each other. And the list goes on and on. How do you reconcile your participation in those systems? You don't have a choice. So you could go live in the forest as a hermit. That's an option. You don't have a real choice. So the way I try to Well, the way I try to make those ethical decisions for myself is I try to and hope to make the world even a tiny bit better for my existence. And I think it's super arrogant to think that I'm a savior, right? I think that those who do act very arrogantly, but rather what I try to do is like with this work, it's ideal because I hope I'm putting a smile on someone's face even a little bit. And that's good enough for me. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I'm smart enough to fix these problems. I'm not. Um, my perspective and my analyses has borne into it that humility, right? The notion that I'm not clever enough and that we require a collaborative structure such that we can work together and build the future rather than what we seem to be doing right now, which is just billiard balls careening into each other, right? Everything is reactive. I think one of the most beautiful things about human beings is that we create the human animal, right? One of the most beautiful things about us is that we create things that don't exist from ideas in our mind, and that's actually our survival adaptation. Um, so, given that we do this, and given that it is our nature to do this, why not speak intelligently, speak together, and figure out where we'd like to go? What is our definition of progress? We are going to progress to something. That's inevitable. That is certain. But where? And if we can agree on that definition, or even work to building a consensus and then build that future, that's living intentionally on a species level. So that's how I sort of manifest my ethics. Let me demonstrate the other example. So the other example is if you walk off your capital completely, right? And now I'm in fortify. So now I have a 69 stack off. And I have to make sure that I fortify back. Otherwise, so if I miss that fortify, something fucked up, then I'd have no troops on my capital. So those are the both examples. All right, getting back into the philosophy. This is a good question. I really don't mean to shit on you, Marvin. I just require for my own, like I have some kind of reading disability, right, folks? And I ask you guys to edit for clarity, brevity, and coherence. Not only so that I can read it and understand it, but also so that I can parse it and then speak somewhat intelligently about it to the audience so that you guys can parse it too. As a possible follow-up question, I'm not asking you to answer rules or rules. I'm happy to answer, Marvin. This is an interesting topic. Given the inherent tensions in reconciling participation in prevalent societal and economic systems, oh, that's so verbose. Given the inherent tensions in reconciling participation, yes. Given the fact that given the problems I stated above, systems intrinsically linked to extensive environmental and societal harm, yes. Given the problems I mentioned above, with a commitment to ethical living and responsibility, how does one ethically approach and justify actions that on the surface appear harmful or disruptive to existing structures but are aimed at mitigating the extensive pervasive damage and destruction perpetrated by these structures? Like what? With the ultimate goal of enhancing overall well-being in the long run. Is disrupting the current harmful system morally imperative to prevent further destruction and cultivate a more sustainable, equitable future for all? Okay. Disruption. This is a matter of degree. My ex-father-in-law once said something to me that I found very wise. He was like, our culture and our society is evolutionary, not revolutionary in the West, right? In Canada, the United States, Europe, in the modern age. It's evolutionary, not revolutionary. So the extent to which the disruption takes place should be mitigated on an ethical level. Because one of our cardinal virtues as a people is empathy and harm reduction for all people. So things that cause harm, things that cause, as an example, the environmental degradation. So environmental degradation causes long-term harm with short-term benefit generally. we are extracting resources. We are using those resources to improve our quality of life in the short term, but long term, we end up harming the environment and reducing the overall quality of life. So what Marvin here is asking is essentially for the opposite. He's saying, where do I stand on something that would, on essentially austerity or something like that, something that would stand to benefit us, humanity, in the long run, but have a proximate cost? And the answer to this, the way I would answer this question is that human beings are extremely good at solving technical problems. We're great at coming up with technical solutions to problems, and we're very, very shitty at equitable distribution of those solutions. So, given that, part of the conversation that I would lean on would be, how do we get to the Rawlsian idea of the decent minimum? How do we come to a place where every person alive, the entire world, has enough, at a minimum level, has enough to eat, has food, clothing, shelter, the minimum. And once everyone is at the minimum, then we can talk about human flourishing. Then we can talk about not just survival, but thriving. And the fact that inequality is so massive and seems to be growing should be one of the loudest signs for you to see that the system is broken and we are being underserved. And that's not to say that the system isn't the best system we have yet to iterate, because it is, right? The world is getting better. I am an optimist. It happens to also be true that it is still broken and we could do so much better. I love your questions. These are very interesting thoughts. We could talk about it in greater depth. Feel free to pose more. And when you do, and I also like to ask all the audience, when you do, have your questions edited for clarity, brevity, and coherence. It will work wonders for me and my ability to understand it, my ability to answer it, and the audience's ability to understand it and follow along. Philosophy has this very well-deserved reputation for verbose people smelling their own farts intellectually. Mental masturbation, right? One thing I really like to focus on is the idea that if you can't summarize your point in the fewest possible words, then you don't fully understand it. So it is a really valuable exercise to reflect upon. Killing blue, or are we feeding blue to green? Doesn't get the kill, just gets the cap. Yeah, if you can't summarize your point, you don't fully understand it. So focus on what the essence of your point is. Try and digest it in the fewest words possible. This is a very valuable mental exercise to go through. And far be it for me to sit here and pretend to be a philosophy teacher, but that was my primary compunction against academic philosophy in the way it was taught, right? I don't need to I don't need to learn ancient Greek to read translated Greek to understand who said what 1,000 years ago. Let's talk about what the idea is. Let's digest the idea, and let's focus on the ways in which it applies to the present day, and then let's move on. I love it. Another thing I can say about my ethics is, and as far as it goes in the workplace, is I spend a lot of time thinking about what I'm going to do with my economic action. So one of the things I've done in my life is my oldest business was a collectibles trading business. I started on eBay when eBay was new, with Transformers, G.I. Joes, vintage video games, later on Magic the Gathering, stuff like that. And a trader is essentially arbitrage. So that's a parasitic structure, right? Okay, we're finally hitting green. Green's not going to like that. So a parasite is morally negative, I would say, overall, like landlords or the banks or the insurance companies, right? Parasites, they don't actually add value. They just kind of siphon value out of an already existing system. Taking cards off blue, but not killing blue. Yet, at least. Then I moved on to landscaping. And you could argue that landscaping is parasitic. So landscape maintenance specifically, I mow lawns, or I used to, for started in '03 with a partner, and then I started my business in '06. We incorporated in '08. So depending on how long you think about it, I've been cutting grass professionally. I've been self-employed cutting grass professionally for like 20 years. Um, Now, lawns are not an efficient environment. They are a decorative environment. They are a garden, right? They're not nature. A garden is not nature, right? A garden is controlled. Um, and they're beautiful. They can be considered to be beautiful. But importantly, if you think about, like, let's take the microcosm of the city I live in. So the city of Toronto is built on some of the most productive farmland in Canada. Um, and we pave over our most productive farmland. Instead of growing food on it, we build homes and roads and buildings and lawns, right? We're not growing food, we're growing grass. So is landscape maintenance morally neutral? The jury's out, right? I think if I wasn't doing it, someone else would. So that's how I reconcile my ethics around that. It was a business, it put food on the table. I didn't hate the work, obviously. I was like, well, what did we evolve to do as humans? We evolved walking around outside. So if I can spend half the year walking around outside, at least I'm doing something my body is designed for. And I'm very happy for those decisions, right? I'm reasonably healthy. In my 41st year of life, my body works. I'm not on any medication. I'm reasonably fit. I'm a little heavy right now, but that's more my fault than the work. And so far, I'm happy with my ethics in that regard. But this is better. Okay, what I'm doing right now is much better. This is ethically positive. So I think, and I'm not trying to pat myself on the back too hard, but I do actually think that I'm doing good with this work. Sitting here talking to you, sending out my love, sending out my positive vibes, talking game theory, talking strategy, talking philosophy, and hopefully entertaining you, hopefully making your day a little bit better. That is morally positive. So we've gotten to a place finally in a creative endeavor, not a management endeavor, not an arbitrage endeavor, something creative like this, where I do think that in my tiny, insignificant way, I might be making the world just a little bit better, and that's good enough. And that's how I think about it. And good luck to you, because these questions are enormous and they're challenging. But they're worth, I think they're worth asking. Okay, green wants to guard the blue kill too. Green also wants to use up their entire clock. I think I'm going to trade here just because I don't want to be in a situation where anyone gets the bright idea to slam my capital. So, cap stack for a while. Let these guys eventually lose patience and hit each other. Yeah. How's this game going to end? White hits the 5 here, I think. Or they take the whole blue kill? They take the whole blue kill. You have to punch through a 23 and an 11. Oh, baby. And there it goes. He doesn't even set from that. Okay, we're now in a true 4-player game. Red has cards. Green doesn't. Okay. I do enjoy hanging out in Mideast. I have lots of lines to lots of positions. Okay, red takes a 65. Most of their big stacks are locked. All right, so white sets against the 70. White now controls the Americas. If white's patient, they can win this game. Because they'll just have way too many troops. They also might be card blockable. Okay. I don't think I trade on 3. I don't think anyone hits a 184 cap. Red's guarding their +2 with a 57 stack. 25 turns worth of generation. We're only on 16. Gotta save that +2. Okay, so green sets on 3. Opens the red 63. Okay, green wants to hold board. Feels safer sitting with a 268 cap. My job now is just not get card blocked. Okay, so red doesn't set. I would love to see white go for a play here. Red sits on... red sits on 5 cards. Kill's almost there. Okay, I think I have to take a third capital card. Unfortunately. All right. And red smacks green again. Green's down to 160 for 2. At some point, that green kill is going to be worth. Do we see white go for it? No. I'm exactly tied up with red. He gives me an expensive capital card. I have a joker. The set is 95. Green gives me a card in Africa. We take that. Gives me 2 cards in Africa. Slams my capital. I think I need to set here. Doesn't ally me. Doesn't accept my alliance. Sends troops into my cap. I mean, I could kill you. I definitely could kill you. Does green take a 4th card? Maybe set, kill green, set? Force red to play with white? All right, so we will take Africa here. Do I kill green? Nah, he sets on 3. Too bad. Pop the red 100. That'd be fun. Gonna force red to hit another stack. Don't think green knows what they're doing. I set on 4. White has a massive lead, but they're not really leveraging it. Green's not breaking them. Okay. Just don't want anyone getting the right idea that they can hit me. Basically where I'm at. 387. Yeah, still tied up with red. Okay, 73. Okay, he's going to remove red from the pocket. Try card block red. Then sit that stack in India? Sit that stack in Afghanistan. Yeah, now red's card blocked. Cool. What does red do about it? Hits an 85 of green. For sure, hits that 85. Okay. We keep pulling this Joker. I love it. Sets at 110. Green losing an 85 might make their kill somewhat viable. Unless red skips. They do skip. Okay. They're not willing to hit an 85. Huh. Well, at least something is happening. I'm kind of surprised green isn't fucking backdooring white. Yep. White takes 110 trade. It looks like I'm going to go heads up with white at a deficit. Unless they do something dumb. Green keeps the card block on red. Red will choke out. White's still too powerful. And smack? Smackarino? Ooh, we're missing cards, red. We're missing cards. Can't let this status quo last. Missing cards is very bad. Okay, green trades the 115. So now back up to red's count. Green likes trading early. They're not letting white have a third bonus. I don't blame them. That on 4? Am I worried? No, I'm not worried. All right, we're at 398. We are second place overall, but white has a massive lead. Red's still not taking cards? Yeah, that's too bad. Red's allowing themselves to be card blocked. I don't understand why. Making no effort. Yeah. Ooh, he guards against green on Kamchatka. Green depressurized. Still has 15 troops there. Sitting with 515 on capital. Hopefully, red smacks green. Hopefully. Do we see it? 8's not going to win against the 15. Hoping maybe in future turns. Gonna manual? Don't manual single dice. Manual 3v2s. Come on. Oh, man. Doesn't know how to manual properly. Red is manualing single dice into a 13 stack. Oh, boy. Well, I'd love to go heads up with red. All right, put some troops out. And he misses the fortify, right? Yeah, he misses the fortify. Okay. Wait. White sets gets the 125. White has 200 troops on me. Come on, start hitting stuff. Puts a 30 in the middle of the board. Hey, we take Africa. I bless the rains. I bless the rains. All right. How we doing here? So white pulled the card block back, but green is holding it. 49 might be able to take a 61. Red being unwilling to pull troops off their capital means they die very slowly. And I'll go into a 1v1 with white at a deficit, I think. Yeah, still skipping. Just say hold Africa. But 534 to 682 is not great. Both jokers. All right, we're at 665, folks. The dreaded 666 cap. We got to do it. Just for shits and gigs. He goes for it. He gets it. We get a third card. Way to go, Red. Way to go, Red. Oh, boy. All right. I think it's going to be hard for me to beat white because they're going to outnumber me. But we'll see if they just take the board once this game ends. And white sets. Yeah, they outnumber me a decent. They're like a full trade ahead. Maybe I can card block them. We'll see. We're still, the longer this game goes, the closer I'll be in terms of a ratio with them. Their lead will diminish over time. Because the sets just get so large. So that's why I'm not rushing this outcome, right? Ooh, okay. They're card block them in Australia. So green's going to be 330 for 3. So assuming they were all off cap, you'd only go half negative. But I think white sues into them here. Red sues into them here. So we're going to lose red and green soon. And if I can mop up the cards, obviously you stay there. Red says attack green. Sure. Like this? Is this what you meant? Want me to attack them like that? Is that what you wanted me to do? Okay. How about that? Attack green! Sure. I attacked them. Now what? Now you step off your capital. Oh, he doesn't. Red is stalling. Okay. Doesn't step off his capital. Fully allows himself to be card blocked. All right, does green step in? No. Green appears to be willing to card block, so let's see if they want to card block white. They're not allied with me. Yeah, you can hit me. You're going to run out of cards too. You're going to run out of cards too, White. Yeah. Yeah. I love you. I want you to run out of cards. All right, the Sitch is looking pretty good. Yep. Good work, Green. Hanging out in Japan. All right, if Green and I keep trading in India, White runs out of cards. Red's already card blocked. We're in a good spot. White's probably starting to realize that he's running out of cards. White sets. Yeah. He says, "You're not card blocking me, fucko." Green sets. Pushes a stack in. If red sues green, that's good for white. That gives white initiative to take both kills. We don't want that. He shows remarkable patience, the red player. I want white's cap card to be closed here. They're harder to card block when North Africa is open. Does green eventually take the red kill? No, he's going to give red cards. That's dumb. What is he thinking? What is he thinking? All right, we have 1,000 cap. Yeah. Red gets a card on 3. Now at 4 cards. Green sets and kills him on 4. I'm now trading with white. That seems fine. Yeah. All right, green's going to sit on 5 cards. Risky. Does he put that stack back on capital? Red can set. Leaves a 10 there? Bro, red's going to set. What are you doing? You're going to get your fucking stack smashed. Oh, shit. All right. Maybe red doesn't have cards, but it doesn't matter. He'll take his 5th card. All right. I definitely don't open my line. I can't wait to see how this fucking cookie... This cookie is about to crumble, folks. This cookie is about to crumble. Let's see. White's actually not active. So if red sets and sues green... Yeah. Okay. And white take the red kill. White take the green kill, maybe. 5 cards. You don't put anything there. You're trying to do that. And I won't be able to because he'll set. It'll only be worth 3 cards to me. White remains a set ahead of me. But both green and red are toast. Green trades. You forgot that giving red cards was stupid. This is such a dumb scenario. Oh my God. This is such a dumb scenario. I can't believe it. What do you think? Is fucking 188 doesn't hit a 10 stack, bro? What are you fucking thinking? Oh my God. He puts his troops off capital. Please put your troops off capital. All? This is the fortify. Nah, fuck. Great. These guys are pretty dumb. All right. Red takes 3rd card on an 11. Uh-huh. And green. Don't give red a card. If you do, he will hit you. He's gonna give red a card. Oh man, I don't think green understands the situation. All right, what's the set at? 180. Why would you give him another card, bro? These guys are gonna kill each other for me, man. It's so ridiculous. Ooh, he loses 10 out of 5. Bad roll. All right. I mean, at some point, white thinks about killing red here, right? Doesn't? All right, does green trade? Oh man, killing both these guys is so fucking tempting right now. Oh shit. Okay. Well, gives me a free 5 cards. What's the set? 180. We'll go for it here. Obviously, we don't trade the Joker. That would be dumb. Okay. Oh no, I have to trade the Joker. Damn it! Let's keep like nominal troops on the other caps because they don't actually matter. Probably should have hit the 310 as well. Let's see what he does. So yeah, he's got about 200 troops on me. Oh, gets a good roll. Cool. Okay. What do we do here? Want him to close off the Japan cap. Game, yeah, good game. All right. He takes a 205 trade on 3 cards for no reason. Gonna go into Australia, right? This is good. This is what I sort of wanted him to do. Sits on the capital. Yes. Okay. And then all right, start building out our card block next turn. Perfect. He closes that cap line. Take too many cards. Interesting. That's not what I would have expected. Pump 200 troops into it. Okay, still got a 200 troop lead. I pull another Joker. In 25 a turn. He's worried about holding North America. Pulls all the troops out. Sure. Okay, we're now kind of tied up. He's 2 cards ahead of me. Ban cap is locked. Sure. I'm almost in cap roll territory. I have a Joker. He's got very large off-cap stacks. Goes back to Australia? Ooh. Okay. I mean, that's a cap run, I think. That's a cap run for sure. I only have to hit a 300 cap and everything else is open. Right? I'm at 3 of 5, 4 of 5. Yeah. Cap run. GG. Forgot he was playing Capitals. Keep some troops on your Capitals, folks. There you have it. Feels good. All right. And let's see the ranks. Nobody was good. Maybe an intermediate in the bunch. Maybe White. Maybe. Probably not. Oh, fuck. White was a master. All right. GG, buddy. GG. Gagadel. Rebus. Green was a novice. Yeah. And red was a beginner. Blue was a beginner. And we rank up to 30,647. That is just about 600 skill points. Rank 215 on the World Leaderboard. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you found some of this fun and entertaining, maybe even a little bit educational and informative. If you are interested in getting better at the game of Risk, I invite you to subscribe to my channels and come along the ride with me. I have a daily release on YouTube. I'm doing weekday streams on Twitch. And for all of you on the path to world domination, good games and good luck.